I know lots about Genshin lore. You guys ask me whatever questions you want. I probably have some sort of correct theory answer. So do you think we'll wake up from this world if it's a dream state? I hope it's not the protagonist woke up and it's all a dream nonsense. That is the most annoying fucking cop-out ever. I do think that there's some sort of dream-like thing going on. I think what's gonna happen is they're either going to turn reality into a dream or they're pulling the dream into reality. Recently, they were talking about in the lore of the Moon Sisters that there was no boundary between life and death. So I'm thinking that they're going to blend the boundary between dreaming and awake. I do think that maybe somebody's piloting the dream. I think what happened was when things first went down. Okay, let me think. So what happened originally, Nibelung, the king of the dragons, was just chilling with all of his dragons, right? Teyvat, which was not originally called Teyvat, by the way, it was a different name altogether, was ruled by dragons. It was all dragons all the time. And Nibelung decided he needed to go chill out somewhere out of the planet, but he didn't want to leave everything without order. So he created the Moon Sisters, and the three moons were the ones that were like taking care of business while he was away. So his daughters were hanging out and taking care of everything while he was off doing God knows whatever it is that dragons do. And then while he was away, the Heavenly Principal shows up and takes over, and either they were coerced into it or they decided to betray their dad, but the Moon Sisters went over to the Heavenly Principal's side. At that point, that's when Teyvat was created and why humans were dumped onto the world, and whatever samsara dream cycle thing going on, this fake reality, that started happening. And then Nibelung came back and was really fucking pissed and tried to fix it and realized that he couldn't actually get his throne back, so he had to leave and get forbidden knowledge from the abyss and then come back. And that's when like the funerary year happened and like there was a big war. This was before the Archon War. The dragons were defeated and this is the second fight. But that's when they decided that they needed Archons. Nibelung was defeated. Nibelung is now, from what we think, is in the abyss. I don't know. He's either dead or he's in the abyss. I personally think he's in the abyss. But then the Archon War happened and then we had the 7 Archons. I think what happened with the 7 Archons, because the moons, they died, right? We've only got the one, so we don't really know what happened there, but for some reason 2 of them died. And I think because of the Moon Sisters dying, that fucked up the balance with energy and stuff. So then they needed the Archons to kind of maintain the balance because the Moon Sisters were no longer there to do that. And then there was also something with Conria. Conria was around for a really long time. And then 500 years ago, that's when the Cataclysm happened. And that's when shit hit the fan and the Heavenly Principles went to sleep. I think what happened 500 years ago is whatever was maintaining the dream seriously broke. And now the Heavenly Principles needs to maintain the dream. Similar to how the Samsara happened in Sumeria. That's what I think. I know none of that made any sense. Made sense in my screwed up fucking brain.